This is the review section of what we did so far in this JavaScript variables module, and we got the pop-up message saying that we completed the module variables. Nice work. This lesson introduced you to variables, a powerful concept you will use in all your future programming endeavors. Let's review what we learned so far. Variables hold reusable data in a program and associate it with a name. Variables are stored in memory on your machine, on your PC. The var keyword is used in pre-ES6 versions of JS. Let is the preferred way to declare a variable when it can be reassigned, and const is the preferred way to declare a variable with a constant value. Variables that have not been initialized store the primitive data type undefined. Mathematical assignment operators make it easy to calculate a new value and assign it to the same variable. The plus operator is used to concatenate strings, including string values held in variables. In ES6 template literals use backticks, and this is the syntax where we place our variables when we do the string interpolation to interpolate values into a string, and the type of keyword returns the data type as a string of a value. To learn more about variables, take on these challenges. Create variables and manipulate the values. Check what happens when you try concatenating strings using variables of different types. Interpolate multiple variables into a string. See what happens when you use console log on variables declared by different keywords, const, let, and var, before they are defined. For example, console.log test1 constant before we even declare that variable. Find the data type of a variable's value using the type of keyword on a variable. Use typeof to find the data type of the resulting value when you concatenate variables containing two different data types. The first task: create variables and manipulate the values. Check what happens when you try concatenating strings using variables of different data types. And let's create a variable name. I'll place my name. Check what happens when you try concatenating strings using variables of different data types. Interpolate multiple variables into a string. And let's see, variable age equals 30. And now let's do console.log, and we will interpolate multiple variables into a string. And let me use the new syntax, template literals and string interpolation. So my name is, then variable name, and I am, and as you can see, I'm concatenating the name variable, so string equals to Dushan, and I'm concatenating age variable, which is type of number 30. And now you will see what happens when you interpolate two different value types, in this case string and number. Let's run our code, and we get a string, my name is Dushan and I'm 30 years old. And what we got here, the JavaScript converted this number into a string, and this is the default behavior of JavaScript engine in the browser. So when you concatenate the string types with the number types, the number gets converted to a string. See what happens when you console log on variables declared by different keywords before they are defined. And let's try this. Let's do console.log. Let's console.log the car make variable, and now let's go there and create car make variable, which equals to BMW. And now let's run our code, and we got car make is not defined. We console.log car make variable before we even declare it and assign it a value. And now let's make this a let variable instead of const. And now let's update our code. Once again we got same error, and now let's try with var keyword, and now we got undefined. And as you can see, there is a difference between const, let, and var when you try to use them before you declare them. And now find the data type of a variable's value using the type of keyword on a variable. And let's try with car make. And we got string. Now type of is pointing out to this variable here, which is set to string value BMW. And now let's use type of to find the data type of the resulting value when you concatenate variables containing two different data types, and use the same thing. And let's use our string, this one here, where we concatenated two different variable types. So we have, once again, we have variable with the type of string, name variable, and we have variable age with the type of number. And we will check the type of this whole expression. And let's see. And we got string. Like I said, when you concatenate two different variables in JavaScript, in this example, string and number, the number variable gets converted to a string. So number 30 gets converted to a string 30. Okay, that should be all. We finished the JavaScript variables module. Now let's continue to the next section. Okay, the message saying that we did a great job finishing that lesson, and now let's keep going.